Hey, you guys, it's Emily. So great to see you. I hope you had an awesome holiday weekend, actually, week, right? Today is the 26th of December, and that means it's time for me to start thinking about New Year readings and things like that. So, I'm actually going to be offering a 17 card New Year theme reading for $30, and it will be a pre-recorded voice recording emailed to you. And what I'm going to do today is actually do that reading for the collective. So yours will be a little bit different if you want to get your own personal one. And it's super affordable so that you can get a little look into your year ahead, some of the main themes that are coming up for you. And and what you need to do to, really bring about the positive stuff, maybe circumvent the negative stuff. Whatever comes up is what we're gonna work on. So in any case, we're going to do exactly that reading, but for the collective today, and just sort of see what's coming up in 2019, which is only a week away. And we've already done quite a few readings and sort of know that there's a lot of new stuff coming in, but let's just see. I'm just interested to see what my guides might have to say about it today, okay? So I'm just shuffling right now. First of all, thank you to all my brand new subscribers. I got a lot of new subscribers in the last few weeks, and I really appreciate you being here. And thank you to my existing subscribers, because you guys are the ones that are sharing and getting the word out. And I just so appreciate all of you. I appreciate you guys, especially that have seen me on YouTube and reached out to set up an appointment for healing or personal reading, because that is what I live for. Like, that's the work when I can help you guys personally one-on-one get past some roadblocks. That's what I live for. So thank you so much to all of you who have trusted me to give me a call and say, yes, this is the person for me. This is the person who can help me. And it's been such a pleasure meeting all of you. So all that said, let's get these cards shuffled for the collective, for the major themes for 2019, and the things that we need to know about or will want to know about, and what can help us. 2019 for the collective, my special 17 card reading, please. 2019 for the collective, for the new year. Okay, that's gonna be it. Not shocking at all. Wow. Okay. So the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands here. And to me, this is all about planning, about anticipating, about manifesting, about sort of knowing what you're shooting for and setting yourself forward on that journey and like really taking off on that journey. And this is like no longer just sort of waiting around to see what's going to happen. This is like that first step with that new idea, that new passion, that new inspiration. Okay, so you're really taking the steps to your new, for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be a new life mission in supporting the collective. A lot of healing taking place here, or a lot of healing has taken place, and you're now making use of that knowledge or that upgrade in your energy to be able to share it with the collective, this our society, the world in general. Okay. So whatever that might mean for you, we're talking to a lot of people here, so so that's going to mean something different for everyone. Okay. yeah, under that is the Eight of Pentacles. I don't usually look at the card under that, but they do kind of like, you can pull cards all the way back. And there's a ton of really positive cards here talking about the work that you've put in, the stability you've built, the victory you've had after, some real transformation that took place in 2018. So a lot of things fell apart for people in 2018 to set us up in 2019. To put our best foot forward is what I'm hearing. And so that this is like really a new life for a lot of different people. We're getting our Ace of Wands right now. And so as we move into 2019, the whole thing is really about putting your best foot forward, living your best life, and making a difference. Okay. Um, so one of the first themes that's coming up here when I look at the cards is um, I feel like there's a lot of people, okay, just looking at this first column here, that are going to be breaking through, they're continuing to break through some of the things that are holding them back. And in some cases, it's their own caution, it's their own fear of stepping out of the usual paradigm. We've got the Ten of Pentacles here, and I typically see this as a positive card, and I still do, but in some ways, while, I think what it is our idea of what this is changing. We still want this legacy. We still want the stability in the physical world because we have the best, we're here in the physical world for a reason. We're affecting all of society, we're affecting other people, we're affecting the way our world works in the physical world. So being in the physical world is a good thing, i.e. Pentacles, right? Having a legacy, being successful, all that stuff is positive stuff. But for me, I feel that what this means to each one of us as individuals is changing now. And that is because we are breaking through barriers that have been set up for us and that um, we have sort of doggedly defended for a time because it's all that we knew. I'm talking about breaking down social paradigms. Like the big one for me is there are a number of them for me, but like, for instance, what is it that you can create as your career? Like, can you make a career out of being an energy healer? This is what I'm here to do, right? So I can't tell you how many years I told myself I couldn't do that. But you know what else I told myself I couldn't do? I told myself you couldn't make a career out of being an animal rescuer, and that's exactly what I did, for 10 years. Now I'm moving out of that into this next seemingly crazy career, and I'm going to be very successful at it. That's what I tell myself anyway. But again, I'm manifesting this. I'm putting my best foot forward. For other people, this is going to be about how a relationship works, or how it looks. Do you have to be in a marriage? Do you have to, does marriage look like it used to look? Do you know what I mean? Or do families look like they used to look? Are they blended? Are they same sex? Are they, all these different things that like are part of the new paradigm that the old paradigm is like fighting hard to hold on to, and it's really all getting cut away this year. Um, so much of that is about the shifting of the entire collective to a higher vibration, and into the state of unity consciousness, where there are no differences between people. It's all about us all being unified. And while we might express different parts of being human, we are all inherently the same, a spark of the same creative force, right? And so that is unity consciousness. So we're really cutting away the pieces that are, more about separation than anything. So we're ending separation, whether that be in our personal lives, right, amongst people, or amongst, within a relationship, or all that kind of stuff, or within society, which is perhaps even more important, but it's almost like the microcosm and the macrocosm. As we end the separation between ourselves and our personal relationships, we end the separation within our society. And we are fighting a battle with those, or the energies that would like to keep separation there, that act out of fear, or wanting to control people by making them feel like they're separate or making them feel like they should be afraid or whatever. So this is the very opposite of that. This is cutting through this this need to defend, this need to feel afraid or be wary of what's coming, because there should be no fear. And there's no fear in unity consciousness. It is nothing but unity and stability and love and unconditional love. There are two dogs in this picture, and every time I see dogs, dogs to me mean faithfulness and unconditional love. Obviously, with the animal rescuer here, um, and with the many generations of the family, to me, this is like setting and starting a new legacy. This would have been the old legacy, but again, with the cards that precede it, this is cutting through what we used to think families looked like, what we used to think relationships looked like, what we used to think marriage looked like. It's different now. It's very different now. And that comes through, for me, the empowering of the individual, okay, um, to, not to, I feel like, there's so much that has happened in our lives that disempowers the individual, that makes them feel like, um, ironically, if you are single or if you are, trying to go out on your own or do something different, that you're in danger, or you're not operating from a safe place, that you're not operating from truth or wholeness or whatever. But the truth, the reality is that every single one of us is whole as an individual. And we're talking about unity consciousness here. And like the irony of it is that it starts with the individual. But in that individual is the realization that each one of us is all of us, is, every person within you, the same collective consciousness flowing through you with the same access to the same information, the same mathematics, the same science equals the same channeled energetic information. It is all the same thing, and each one of us has some kind of access to it, even if our own, bodies, minds, spirits are expressing that in a slightly different way, right? I'm expressing it primarily through energy healing, through conducting or channeling high vibrational energies. Others are expressing this primarily through studying physics and creating equations which describe our universe. Others are expressing this through incredible acts of compassion with other people or animals or cultures or individuals who are suffering, within our own society or outside. So many people are expressing this in many different ways. And the creation of non-governmental organizations, nonprofit organizations, the creation of businesses that are showing a new, what are they saying, a new paradigm within the way that businesses are set up. So like a new structure for um, the creation of stability and the creation of abundance in your life. So there are people who are out there working in every sector of of society who are doing this work in a different way, okay? And so each one of us as an individual is important, and each one of us is meant to achieve our do our be our what is it be our best self, living our best life. That's what it is. um and achieving that abundance in the way that we can, so that we're filling out that portion of our mission. And as each one of us fills out another portion of the mission of the collective, then we become whole as one, okay? So I'm feeling that this is a big, big year of stepping into mission and achieving that um, individually, right? And that does not mean that you're not pairing with another person or another group or finding your community, but so much of this year is about empowerment and individuality. Okay. I feel like it's about, I'm seeing like people just really spreading their wings and taking flight with the bird here. I saw that before I even noticed there was a bird on the card. Um, And so part of that, of course, is connecting with other people, whether it be a divine complement. So many divine complements are making their way together, and that is, of course, happening. However, they are also, whole individuals. They are whole people as individuals. They do not, yes, it's ideal that they come together, but at the same time, we are each whole as an individual, and that's so important for this year, okay? We move forward into the King of Wands, which is again all about empowerment. And I think, there's the additional idea of influence here, influencing the collective to create a kind of collective transition on a grander scale. So while everyone, every person, and even, I mean, I'd go so far as to say every animal, every being, to me, it's not limited to what's here on earth or, what can speak English, you know, every being holds a consciousness that plays a part in the collective consciousness, right? And if you speak to some people, we are part of a project led by higher beings. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not really limited to our old ideas of what the way life works, okay? So we are influencing the transition of the shift of the entire universe at this point. Um, and who's to say there aren't other beings in other places that are going through the same process that are also influencing the transition of not only humanity, but all of creation into a higher vibration to our planet and other planets, okay? That's my perspective. I don't really think we're special. I think that we're all special and we're all playing a part. The transition, there is a major transition this year. And this is, again, the empowerment and the influence to make it happen and to bring along those who may be not as I want to say naturally predisposed to it. My feeling is that, there are some people who are stuck in the old, and I'm just looking at these towers, like their towers never came down. And that's not a positive thing because look at these towers. They look like shit. They look like a bunch of like medieval, not even medieval, like dark ages bullshit back here. They're still locked in their towers. But, it's our responsibility because we know what's going on to help bring that energy through to be available to them. Now, I'm not saying we're like these saviors or something like that, because I think that's also quite skewed and really like kind of spiritual egoism, but making that available, more readily available on the planet or in the universe for the time when those people, those individuals, those beings, um, are at the point where they're able to, or that it's just the right time for them to make the choice to become enlightened, that's important. That's like the next domino falling. It's important for us to let our dominoes fall so that we can contribute to that, and we can contribute to the enlightenment of the entire universe, okay? Um, Again, this is just like really happening through a lot of different everyone playing their own role and empowering themselves, whatever that may be. This might be about empowering yourself to move forward in a relationship, which is so powerful that it creates this third energy. And this is the way that I see divine complements working, is that they it's such a profound alchemical reaction that it creates this third energy and this huge energetic bonfire, which just like fuels the ascension process for yourself and other people, fuels the projects, which are mission projects. It just is like um, the amazing alchemical reactions that are happening between people right now are creating this kind of transition, okay, which is like nothing that we've ever experienced before. I'm saying that because my guides are saying that, not because I have any idea what we've experienced before in the last, gajillion years. But that's what I'm hearing, okay? From there, I feel like there is this need to to continue to balance and integrate joy and heartbreak, okay? And to understand that you know, what I'm getting here is that all of this stuff is part of a process of clearing both ends of all ends of the spectrum within us, so that we have the capacity to know and understand what it is that these things are, and then we can find true balance. Okay, we should not expect more of this heartbreak necessity, but it actually clears by integrating the two of these things, joy and heartbreak. Okay, because we're human, because we're alive, because we're part of creation, we've experienced this, right? Creation is all things, you know, dark and light, shadow and spirit. It's just all of those things, and we need to be able to integrate that and understand how, you know, how bring yourself into balance when you know what, you know, when you know how good good is, and when you know how bad bad is, you can find your way down the middle path or something. It's kind of what they're saying. They're talking about the middle path right now. I also feel like there's a sense here that, like, the kind of heartbreak, the kind of sadness, the kind of nostalgia, um, and the kind of, like, even the kind of joy we've experienced in the past is in the past. Like, it is a thing of the past. It's like what we experience moving forward is going to be such a different experience, because our perception is so much wider, and we have been able to put things in perspective in a way that we have not in the past. And so the little heartbreaks, you know, these three little swords are not going to feel the same as they did last year or the year before, or even right now. Our perspectives are changing so drastically. Um, it's almost like quaint the way that we used to do it. So it's just a huge change, this huge transition brought about by our own empowerment, okay? I'm also feeling something about the way that relationships work at this time. I feel like there is a deep knowing and a deep understanding and a deep-seated or deep-rooted connection that between individuals, which overcomes heartbreak at this time. And that's a very general statement, and not every single relationship is going to be like this. But I feel that relationships moving forward for people who are in this particular collective are going to be different. They're going to be rooted more in this sense of, um, what are they showing me? I'm just hearing the word akasha. Like, it's more rooted in this sense of, like, completing the mission of your soul, okay? Rather than just, I think he's cute, I want to go out with him, I want to have babies with him, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different mindset, and there's this, like, mission attached to it. It's like not a relationship, it's a ministry, it's a calling, okay? Um, and so okay, one of the things I'm hearing right now, so the highs are higher and the lows are lower, but I don't feel that that is the end all be all. I feel like that's just sort of in the process, and some of you may still be going through that process this year. So I don't want to discourage you by saying that, because that feels like extremes, but in experiencing, like I just said, experiencing those ends of it, which you may have already experienced, right? If it's coming up here, you're going to be able to select the middle path, okay? The path to enlightenment, right? The path to balance, which is necessary in order to move forward in your soul's mission. All right. Okay. Some of you are taking a big trip this year. And I'm saying it that way because literally the Six of Swords can be a trip. I'm feeling like you're kind of, in some ways, you're tripping. In some ways, you're like, you have your goal set. You know, like you understand what the ideal is, you know what you want to go for, and at this point you're literally leaving, but you're so empowered, you're leaving behind the old way of being in order to reach for this cup that you never thought was possible before. So yeah, this guy is like focused on the ground and just sort of like there's these like lackluster cups sitting there. This is what he wants. This is like, you know, it's in the back of his mind. It's the gift that's offered, and you're on the journey, right, through the mental torment, like through the mental torment that you've already been through, the fight, the ego battles. You've dissolved your ego. You're traveling through that um, to more peaceful shores. You're traveling through that to a better place. You're traveling through that to this cup, right? The cup's representing fulfillment. You're traveling through this ego battle to receive your cup. And it's like the cup is the carrot, and yet I'm feeling like that the divine doesn't want you to focus on the carrot. It wants you to focus on the ego. It wants you to be able to dissolve, or not really dissolve, but like integrate the ego part of you, because that's an important part of you as well. That's my own personal opinion, because I feel like my ego protected me for a very long time through very difficult situations. And so I love and respect my ego, but it needs to be integrated with the light inside of me so that I can truly become who I am, and I can truly stand in my own power as Emily, as the soul that is now expressing itself as Emily. And so it's like the same for all of you, that we need to be able to move through this um, any mental upsets, any hang-ups, any needs to feelings that we need to block ourselves from, like moving outside of the paradigm that we're used to and moving toward this cup. And yet it's important that the focus is on the whole and not just the cup, right? Um, it's not wrong to focus on the cup. The cup is there for a reason. The cup is the carrot. Uh, it's just important that we see the bigger picture, because if we get lost in the cup, let's just talk about what is the cup right now. The cup could be a relationship. The cup could be a divine complement slash twin flame slash whatever you want to call it relationship. Okay, that's what the cup is for a lot of people. The cup could be this amazing business you're building. Say you're me and you're building um, an energy healing business that you've always wanted to have, and whatever. So that could also be the cup. But you can't just focus on the cup. You must see the whole, is what they're showing me. They're just showing me the whole. Okay. And that's so important in the integrating of the ego, which is the 5, and then the 6 is the moving out of the ego. Okay. So you want to be able to reconcile the two. All right. How is this done? This is done. Let me just get the information from these cards. How long am I going? Oh geez, I need to I need to stop soon. I need to leave in 20 minutes. So we need to get this done. Um, this is happening for us when we can, all right, make a conscious decision. Number one, consciously decide this is what you're doing. Queen of Swords, okay? Consciously decide to birth this into reality. Then you need to detach yourself from the cup, detach yourself from the result, step out of your comfort zone and into uncharted waters, right? Step out of your regular paradigm, okay? There is so much success to be had with the Queen of Swords, because she does not take no for an answer. She does not play bullshit. She does not care if someone's trying to manipulate her. She sees right through it. She gets it done. She gets it done in a calm, organized, and detached fashion. However, she is obviously very confident and compassionate. There's no There's no ego in this woman. There's no drive to step on anyone else's neck with this woman, okay? She is fully, she's extremely generous, but she takes no shit. And that is kind of I feel like that's the energy we're called to hold on to or called to work through this year, in stepping out of our comfort zone and stepping out of the paradigm that we've been working in, stepping into our mission, um, integrating the ego with our spirit or our higher self, and I'm hearing just expecting the best, expecting success, expecting, be in the state of expectancy of the best possible result is what I'm hearing. And this comes through being completely genuine in your um, your authentic self, and in, what are they saying? I'm like panicking because I'm trying to go fast and now I'm like not hearing. Um, so you need to be in your authentic self and also being in your truth, like what you're truly trying to accomplish, focusing on, partly on the carrot and partly on the whole picture of getting there, okay? So there are different levels of this, and it's not just about the carrot, it's not just about the cup. What else is coming out of here? Tons and tons and tons of high vibrational guidance, tons of angelic guidance, tons of um, higher light being guidance, lots of ancestral guidance, depending on who you are and what you are resonating with. None of this is orchestrated and dependent on you alone. Okay? This to me tells me you're fully supported, even though you are far outside your comfort zone and might feel like you're not. You might feel like you're, you know, poor and out in the cold, right? Which is what this card typically will represent. But I feel that this is your call to trust. This is your call to listen to your guidance, which I've said before. All right. And that brings you to your truth, brings you to your balance, brings you to your authenticity. It brings you victory, the sword of victory. Okay. Doesn't mean there will not be challenges ahead, because there may be. There will be challenges ahead. But again, standing in your authenticity, standing in your truth, keeping that carrot in the front of your face, keeping that cup in the front of your face, but working through the ego space, you're going to get there. All right. Conclusions here. Be in your strength. Be authentic. Be who you are. And that strength, that authentic strength, is what controls the beast, right? That is what that's the strongest energy of all. There's no stronger energy than that of love and that of your authenticity, because what is your authenticity? That is when you're in full love of yourself. That's authenticity. This creates a turn of events, which um, which is the highest possible timeline, the sun, right? Newness with the child on the white horse. So we have healing, we have newness, we have the highest possible timeline, we have success, we have victory, we have a yes answer for whatever you've been holding within your heart. It's a yes. All of this through strength, perseverance, and luck and guidance and divine timing. Okay? All of this is divinely guided and timed, but it is also necessary that your strength your abilities and your purpose be put to task in order to reach this victory, this goal, this happiness, this pure bliss, this pure joy, whatever it is for you. This is that like best card in the tarot deck. This is what we got. Second to last card and the final card, Nine of Cups. Wishes fulfilled. Do all of this and you come through with your wishes fulfilled. That's for you on a personal level, on a professional level, on a spiritual level, on a soul level, which was like the spiritual level. I don't know why I felt compelled to say that in addition. Within the community, within society, within the universe, all of those things, okay? And this is like the formula for making this year a success. Your strength with trust and divine guidance to create the highest possible timeline and succeed in a way that you almost never thought was possible, okay? That's what I'm getting for 2019. The major themes for 2019. Obviously, this isn't going to necessarily pick out every little detail of every person's life, but this is the collective here. And so expect this. Be in the state of expectancy that this is where you're being led. This is how you're being guided. Follow these steps and you're going to get there. All right. I hope this message was helpful. I am going to be posting tonight a link. Actually, in the description box below will be the link where you can order your own personal 20-minute, 15 to 20-minute message, probably more on the 20-minute range since we're now hitting 36 minutes on this one. It will be done through email, and it will be an MP3 reading with a photo of your cards. And I'm only taking those for the next 2 weeks, okay? So definitely order as soon as you can. So that I can get them to you quickly, okay? It's always a pleasure seeing you guys, and thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Hope your holiday was great, and have a great new year. I'm sure I'll talk to you before then, but have a good new year. Okay, bye-bye.